really Nelson Man. Here's my question for you. I'm thinking of growing a bonsai tree from the seed. How long do you think it'll fully mature? Should it be in full sunlight or partial? Thanks for your help, Dakota's Boutique.
All right, this is Preach Rutherford from the Raylan Nelson Band here to answer a question. It came from Dakota, and she had a question about the bonsai tree. I'll start off by saying just a fact about the bonsai tree is that a lot of people believe it is a Japanese tradition, but actually the roots of it, no pun intended, are in Chinese culture. Her main question, I believe, was whether or not it needed to be indoor or outdoor. The main thing about it being outside is sunlight. And with most plants, it's going to need direct sunlight, but not too much. But the most other important thing about it is going to be watering it. You'll need to water it regularly. Regularly. You need to water it often. My advice would be doing it outdoor in a container that you can transport inside in case it should be a cold weather snap or something like that. To recap, water regularly, keep it outside unless it gets cold, then bring it in. And best of luck to you, Dakota. Check out the mini bonsai book. It has all the information you're going to want to need in it, as history and other, care tips. Best of luck to you, and come see the Raylan Nelson Band whenever we're in town.
Hey friends, this is Angie Lisi, drummer for Raylan Nelson, and I guess we got a question in the newsletter about bonsai trees and any advice on them. So apparently having a bonsai tree in your house is a good stress reliever, but it takes a lot of care. Basically, you have to fertilize it, you have to trim it, you have to water it perfectly. That sounds stressful to me. It's supposed to develop your patience, but nobody has time for that. So what I would do is just get a fake bonsai tree. Boop. This is a crystal bonsai tree, and these crystals are actual rocks that relieve stress without the constant care of a plant. Even though I support plants, I don't want to fertilize them and grow them. Nobody has time for that. You don't have to water this little fuck. So get one of these instead. Bye.
Hello, Dakota, and thanks for your question about bonsai trees. Now, these babies are going to take about 10 to 15 years to fully mature. However, in 3 to 5 years, there should be enough for you to start forming and shaping. Now, this is a very long-term commitment, so my advice would be take a long, hard look at yourself and decide whether you're willing to put in the kind of time to make a relationship like this work. I mean, sure, at first it's great. You bring the cute little seed home, you plant it in the soil in a little pot in your house, water it every day, maybe even talk to it a little bit as you're passing by, and in 3 to 5 years, you have the beginnings of a beautiful bonsai tree. Cutting, molding, shaping, you and the tree working in beautiful harmony together. Then, maybe around year 7, you're sitting across the room admiring the beauty of your bonsai tree, when you notice the limb that you were trying to form in a downward slope is suddenly starting to cheat upwards. Ever so slightly, but just enough to make you go, Then year 9 comes along, and you look at it, and you can tell it's definitely going up. And you've been trying for a year to cut, trim, and mold to make that thing go down. And no, it insists on going up, but you don't say anything. You just keep watering and nurturing. Year 10. You've just watered your bonsai tree for the day. When before you can stop yourself, you blurt out, "Well, it sure would be nice if somebody would come around and water me once in a while." And the bonsai tree is like, "Whoa, where'd that come from?" And you're like, "Hey, I've been watering you for 10 years. All I want you to do is bend down, and you insist on bending up. We used to get along. I don't even know you anymore." And then the bonsai tree's like, "Whoa, what are you calling me ugly now? Is that what you're saying, that I'm ugly?" And you're like, "No, but I am calling your attitude ugly, sir." And it's like, "Well, why don't you stop watering me? Just let me die, let me die. Maybe I don't even want to be here anymore." And you're like, "Well, I will stop watering you, you little if you don't start treating me a little better." Next thing you know, the lawyers are involved, you're splitting your stuff up 50-50, and you're arguing over who gets to keep the apartment. What was the question again? Oh yeah, bonsai tree. I say do it.
I learned about bonsai trees from Saved by the Bell, Season 4, Episode 8. They were all in detention. Mr. Belding was the one manning detention for some reason, and he had brought in a bonsai tree that he was getting his wife for their anniversary. Zach wanted to get out of detention because there was a radio DJ at the Max, and he was giving away tickets to Hawaii, and Zach, of course, wanted to win these tickets. To help out, Screech distracted Mr. Belding so that Zach could take the science skeleton figure from the corner of the room, dress it up in his clothes, found some blonde wig in the room, amazingly, laid him on the desk to where it looked like he was sleeping, and Screech went to talk to Mr. Belding about trimming the bonsai. Zach sneaks out, goes to the Max. Screech is trimming the bonsai tree to the point where it's just a stick there. So, my advice to you is don't trim the bonsai tree that much to where it's just a stick there. And you might want to Google everything else about it.
Wait, what is a bonsai plant?
Scout's feathers.
You can get your own Scout's feathers on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the social media platforms.
Spread the feather.
What do you know about taking care of a bonsai?
What's a bonsai? It's like a tree or a seed. It's a seed that you put in the ground and then it grows into a tree. So it's a kind of tree. You give it water, sunlight, dirt. Also.
What do you know about bonsais?
I think it's something about chocolate.
Anything else you could think of?
Sunflowers are good.